McDonald. Juicy Scoop.
Hello and welcome to Juicy Scoop. I'm so excited to tell you guys you can get your tickets now for June 17th at my beautiful winery show. It's at heathermcdonald.net. Justin Martindale will be joining me. There are two shows at 5:30 and 8:30, and there is a meet and greet available for both of the shows. So get your tickets now. It will sell out. It will be a delight, and it'll be really fun. I am wearing this shirt that says Scary Island. You probably are wondering why. Why? Because I got it from Jill Zarin. Yes, she and her daughter Ally were in town in LA at the end of last week, and I went to her hotel room and we set up the cameras, and I had questions for both of them, and it was really a great, juicy, fun interview. And now here for more. And you can get Scary Island t-shirts, all of their products. She's going to explain it later, but there's a discount, a juicy discount for you at 15% off at Jill and Ally's website of all their cool stuff. But now for a very juicy interview with Jill Zarin and her daughter, Ally Shapiro. Oh, hello, I didn't see you there. But you see me because you're watching this. But have you subscribed? Have you told a friend? Have you liked it? Have you copied the link and texted it to someone you love or you just feel like being a nice person to? Please do that. It keeps us going. So if you like watching Juicy Scoop here on YouTube, subscribe, like, and share. Hello and welcome to Juicy Scoop. We are out in the field at the One Hotel in the world-famous Sunset Boulevard with Jill Zarin.
Who would have thought?
And her gorgeous daughter, Ally Shapiro. Welcome back to LA, girls, and welcome back to Juicy Scoop.
I am so excited to be here.
Ally, are you not happy?
I'm so excited.
And by the way, can I just make a side note that about 2 blocks down is the office, the infamous office of Selling Sunset, the Oppenheimer Group.
Oh, interesting.
Just thought I'd give you a little fast fact for those watching on Sunset Boulevard.
I think Heather should walk in and do a little strut.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know.
In her head to toe, Louis Vuitton.
Oh, I think so.
Well, you know, who knows who's really working there?
Nobody. I've walked by there many times, and it's, by the way, the windows on the outside are blackout. Isn't that weird? Is that weird?
Yeah, because they probably don't want people like you putting your nose up to the window.
No, but I don't think it's new. I think they've always had blackout before they had a show.
No, they film it, like they have their filming days. That's why nobody has anything on their computer screen. Nobody's calling. Like
do they film literally in there, or do you think they film in a stage set?
No, I think they film in there.
You do?
But they block off. Yeah, but that day, like no one else is there, and they knock it out.
Oh no, I'm sure.
They bring other outfits and all of that.
They are the most gorgeous, beautiful. Those people should be on Beverly Hills too. Like they are so gorgeous.
They probably will be.
I'm sure Christine.
Oh my God! Yeah. Can I please talk? She says she doesn't have a stylist. She does it all herself.
I believe it. I
do too. No, she's got this incredible style. Like I'm so envious of girls like that. I really am. Like I want to follow them for a day and see how they put themselves together. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she has a lot of money and she's super skinny.
You could have a lot of money and have no style.
That's true. That's true. Well, we're going to do lots of questions for you guys. Ally, what a life you've led. At the age of 14, you were thrust into the limelight.
For better and for worse.
And, I mean, one of the things I loved, and I've talked about this day many times, is when we were with Gloria. And Gloria was very diet conscious and a little critical of how Jill was looking in her tennis court. Tennis court.
Outfit.
And we get in the car leaving the country club. And you're like, look, Ally, you know what? That's what my mother was like. Aren't you lucky I'm not like that? And you're like, Mom, you put me on a reality show and sent me to a fat camp when I was 14 years old.
That wasn't true, Ally.
Kind of true.
It wasn't a fat camp.
I went to one of those too. So I also went to a fat camp that was not on TV.
Okay, that
was true. That was true. In California also. Camp California Fitness.
It's true. Was it
fun? Was it fun?
I'm sorry, not a fat camp. A fitness camp.
It was a fitness camp to teach you how to work out so you'd have a lifetime of health and fitness. And guess what? You have a personal trainer every day.
Because I still have weight issues, yes.
Not because of weight issues. You like the way I thought you did because you feel good.
Right.
Well, I think you look great.
Thank you.
You look beautiful.
now, okay, some of the things someone said there has been a lot of talking about Housewives' offspring being the next generation of housewives. As you see, Gia of
Yes.
on Real Housewives of New
She's
Jersey.
like a substar, right?
Yes.
Like
I mean,
mini
she's
star.
21 years old. She looks gorgeous. She has her attitude with her nails and everything. And so what if there was like a next generation, or maybe they do, hello?
I know, I
Peacock
thought the
Bravo.
same thing.
You guys should do
I know, I thought
a
it.
week together
Oh.
on a trip, girls trip, with the offspring of the different franchises.
I thought that they should be
That
the
would be
future housewives.
so. They could be future
Oh, but
housewives.
a mini-series of
but
it,
a
not a
little,
full-on.
like a little stick
Yeah.
your toe in it kind of a thing. So it would be like you. Who else could we
Avery.
get? You and Avery for sure.
For sure.
Okay, then let's
Well,
get
I don't think so.
other franchises.
Luann's kids aren't going to do
No,
it.
the OC kids I feel like are big.
You know,
Beverly Hills
Caroline
kids.
Manzo's kids might do it. The boys. I
Oh
think
yeah,
they would
you
be
get a
up
couple
for it.
boys. It doesn't have to be. Oh, you know what? Or do we want all girls?
Vicky's kids are too old.
Honestly, it should be all girls. Okay, I'm changing my mind, and it should be
I don't
all
know if there's
girls.
The
enough.
daughters and their moms, or just the kids?
Just the kids. Do like, I don't know, a 3-day, maybe just like a 3-day intensive weekend, and of like in questions. And
How about
like-
therapist? A
Yes,
there.
therapist.
Oh, like a VH1 one of those shows.
Yes, and like where they show clips
Like
and are like
marriage
how
boot camp,
traumatic
kid
was
boot camp.
this, and we definitely have to have Gina Kino's daughter on there, and
Kara, right? Kara.
Yeah,
She's been through
a couple of the OC people. I don't know. It maybe it's not a great idea.
No, I think it would be great. I think me and
Gigi
Avery
Hadid.
have a
What
lot of
about Gigi
history.
Hadid
Yeah,
and
definitely
her
Gigi
sister?
and Bella.
They were their career started on Housewives. It's true.
Yeah.
Well, no offense, but Gigi and Bella are not going to do it.
I know that.
Sorry,
I'm too good for it too.
Yeah.
I think if it was a few years ago, like out of college, I would be very against it. But now I feel like our whole brand, like everything I do now, stems from this world.
But
so.
Ally respects the fact that it came from this world.
Yeah, and I think
It
it's a
doesn't
different
look
world
a nose
today with like
down at
social
it
media
like
and
some
everything.
people do.
who the
Not
people?
you.
Well, who?
Well, like you just said, like the Gigi Hadids like wouldn't do it. You know what I mean?
Well, they wouldn't do it because if you're making like 50,000 a day, maybe you don't want to like block off a week
No, I get it.
to do
I
something
do.
that's not paying that much.
I
It's
do.
not like a snobby thing. It's just like
And I don't think they really were like house, even though I think their fame
Oh, what about
started out-
Delilah? They were on it a lot. Delilah.
Oh, yeah.
They got
yeah.
their careers also.
Right.
I'm not saying they wouldn't have had
right,
it, by
and
the way, but I think
we'll
they
see
just got a
them
kickstart.
probably a little bit on Beverly Hills. Okay.
Did you read today? Somebody sent me an
What?
alert.
What?
That was it you? Who sent me an? Oh, it's probably Patty. Patty always
What
sends
is it?
No, that it's probably not news. That Kathy Hilton didn't invite Lisa Rinna and Jane. What's her name? Erica Jane to her birthday party, and like they'll never talk again or something like that. Something came out, some story.
Well, I don't even know how much Kathy Hilton's going to be featured in this season at all. Because
Something bad happened. I don't know what.
she's not in the first episode.
No?
I don't mean to brag, but I
Well,
saw
no.
it.
By the way, thanks for sharing. When is it coming out, the first episode?
The 11th. So,
Oh, you got it real early.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Yeah, I
definitely
got
jealous.
it real
Is it
early.
good?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
It's super
You know,
juicy.
I
There's no
remember when
Kathy,
they were
wow.
filming, if you go back in your memory, because you have a much better
Yes.
one than I do, she wouldn't sign in the beginning. Remember? She wanted more money.
Right.
So that's why she's not on in the beginning.
Oh, good
Right?
point. I
Good
forgot
point.
about that.
Do we
Forgot
agree?
it. Yeah, you're probably right.
So she comes on as soon as she signs. But something happened, right?
I'm going to do a couple of what would Jill do. What would Jill do if her friend overly facetuned all of her pictures on Instagram?
Whose pictures?
Would you
Mine or
say
hers?
anything, or would you leave her own? Would you
No,
say anything?
the girl who posted it, her
Yes.
pictures, not my
you
pictures.
have a good friend who
Named
is
PS, maybe?
that's popular on Instagram that overly facetunes her photos. Do you say anything?
Absolutely.
and
and
what
I did.
and what have you said to Patty?
No names. P.S. P.S. I told her that, and she shooed me. Like, you know, I don't talk about it, bleh, and moved me on.
She denied it? Or
she didn't deny it.
She said it. Remember, I
She
brought it
didn't
up.
deny
We
it.
went to her house.
She likes it, and she's all good with it. Right.
We went to
Tell
her
her.
house and we took a photo, and I'm like, "Oh my god, are you gonna?" And
Please don't overface
she made Jill look like a completely different person. Like her whole smile changed. And I'm like, what are you? I go, come on, Patty, what's the deal? And she goes, I enjoy
like it.
It's
I
my
like it.
thing. She knows the world knows that she overly
Can I show you
pastries.
one?
And
She
it
just
makes
sent
her
me.
joyful. So whatever.
I will say though, there's a 99% chance that mom sent her that app to use because mom
definitely.
loves those apps too.
I do.
Not as bad, but she loves them. But she looks great anyway.
I mean, she's really pretty.
She's beautiful.
She's really pretty in person. Great legs, good body.
Great body.
But that app just like elevates it. So, okay. Is there something that Jill would have changed in her approach to Ally? To Ally's weight. Let's get back to that one. Is there something Ally would have wished her mom had changed or said differently? I mean, you're fine today, but going back.
I think we never really had that much of a healthy lifestyle in general. Like mom eats Diet Coke and ice cream every day, including today.
I thought it was frozen yogurt.
Yep, frozen yogurt. Went to Kith today and
Very,
had
but today we had
5 Diet
Kith.
Cokes. So I think in general, if you want your child, I'm an only child, so there's no other evidence of anyone else. I think if you want your household to
Evidence?
be
What?
a certain way, or a child, you have to have your whole household be that way. Like we never were that active or
Which is
healthy.
why the best thing I really ever did was to send you to Martha's Vineyard because Ally was forced, I don't want to say learned, forced, if she wanted to survive, to drink all that green juice.
Okay,
and you
but-
know
but
what?
that's not-
Ally eats healthy because of that.
But that's not realistic.
Because I couldn't
for
do
once
it.
for
I
once a
couldn't
year.
provide it.
But for once a year, for me to go away to a camp and come back 10 days later,
but
lost
you'll
20
go-
pounds and then gain
no,
it back.
but that's what I'm saying. I'm saying like right now.
Yeah, but that's what happened.
No, but if we went downstairs and there was a green juice there, you would have one, like, because you like it. I would never eat that.
Yeah, but you made me go to a camp for them to teach me how to do it.
Right. So at least I did something right.
Okay.
What? I mean, if I
the
can't
different
give it to you,
perspectives.
I tried to provide it for you.
Right.
Okay.
I
Okay.
did.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Good.
We all do the best we can, right, moms?
No, my biggest regret, I will say this, and I've said it before on the show, my biggest regret as a mother is that I didn't force my kids to eat better. I went to this parenting class and they were like, you know, it was this weird like, hey, pick your battles. And like, if your child, you know, if your child doesn't like what you're serving dinner, have a drawer of like healthy snacks or whatever. And you say, okay, you can have that. And so I kind of was like, yeah, I don't want to. The minute my sons would like push back, I was like, this could be the last day on earth, and I don't want to spend it fighting over carrots. You should fight over the carrots. You should do all those things that people say to do, where you make your own baby food and you make them eat what you're eating, and because a baby has to try it like 5 times, and then they like get into it.
Well, there's that philosophy, but I'm going to give you the other philosophy, which is Ally was a very picky eater, you know, and she was the kid who would only eat mac and cheese and all this stuff when she was very, very young. I thought she would never eat a vegetable. And you know what? She grew up, and now, on her own, I don't eat sushi. She eats sushi. She eats tomatoes. She started to pick things up as she got older. Kids do.
I agree. My kids...
Maybe they haven't gotten there yet.
My
They're
kids
still
are
young.
like starting to try different
They're
things.
still young.
but-
Give me 10 years.
But literally,
Sushi will be on
that
their
is my
plate.
biggest regret as a parent.
Because
So should you send them to the Martha's Vineyard Detox Center? That's the question.
No, I would not send them to the camp. I did send my son to 2 weeks Catalina camp, and he did end up liking it, but it wasn't about food. They let him eat like burgers and stuff. But he was horrified that he wouldn't get to take his phone with him. And he was so mad.
Oh,
He goes,
poor
I'm
thing.
going to send you to mom camp where all you do is drink wine and shop on your phone. And I'm
Okay.
like, everyone's like, can we go to the Brandon mom camp? Like, he just thought it was such cruel and unusual punishment that
Well, on the East Coast, all children
Yeah.
between the ages of 8 and 18 go to camp for 8 weeks with no phones. So
rich kids. Can't be every kid.
not every kid, but a lot of kids.
No, a lot of kids. There are a lot of kids.
It's just more
camps with
common than it
different-
is in the West Coast, I know.
And
Definitely,
South doesn't.
yeah. Definitely,
Florida
yeah.
kids don't
Yeah.
usually go.
No, I would, yeah, definitely. And that's where you get laid, right? The first
Well, that's
time.
where you learn how to make a bed, but Allison didn't
Or
stay
get
in
in it.
camp. Right, Allie didn't stay long enough to learn how to make a bed.
What do
That's
you
what
go
they're
to
supposed to
camp
learn.
and you learn how to make a bed?
Oh my
It
God,
takes-
they have inspection, and if you don't pass inspection, you don't get to go to the state camp and get ice
And what
cream.
is this? $5,000 a week, and your kid's living on a cot that he has to like. It's like
They
boot
have to do
camp?
their
Yes.
laundry. They have to make
That
their
should be
own
the
beds.
next Bravo series, actual camp.
Hello, I want to pitch it.
Adults
Thank
going back
you.
to camp.
That's my idea.
All right. What would Jill do if her friend was dating or was engaged to a guy she thought was bad for her friend?
Probably keep my mouth shut.
now the Jill now keeps her mouth shut, or has the Jill in the past not kept her mouth shut and realized because of that experience it's better to keep your mouth shut?
I don't know. Allison, how have I been?
Would you tell someone if you don't like them? I feel like, I don't know.
Am I honest? Or do I hold back? It depends on the person.
I think it does. If you're not that good of a friend,
I hold back.
You know, you just like, yeah. But if it is a good friend, like for me, let's say I'm part of Real Housewives of New Jersey, okay? And I would just say to Teresa, I would be like, absolutely get married, do all this stuff, but just be very careful with like combining
prenup and making sure that you have an exit strategy in case you're in trouble.
Right. Your businesses, your money.
Yeah.
A post-nup needs to happen, a prenup, and then a post-nup needs to happen. All that kind of stuff because you have 4 daughters and because you're a businesswoman yourself. I would say it in a way to not be negative
and I
towards
wouldn't rush to marriage. That's the other
I would
thing.
say that to like any of my friends, even if they were marrying the greatest guy on earth, I'd be like, you're a 50-year-old woman, you have your own money, you have kids that are depending on inheritance and stuff.
Right.
So, you know.
Protect your children.
Yeah, I wouldn't make it about the guy.
Slow down. I mean, there's so many marriages, you know, celebrities are the ones you hear about where they rush to, you know, Vegas and they get married in 3 months, 2 months, 1 month, and then they end in divorce. Just at least date someone a year. Give yourself I always say you have to have 4 seasons with someone to really know their ins and outs before you should jump in. You can get engaged, but just don't get married until you're 4 seasons in.
I don't remember if you spoke about it or not, but that woman that was on the Housewives of Orange County that married Joe Biden's nephew.
Megan.
Oh,
and she was so happy and in love, and it was
King
amazing.
And then a month later, they're divorced. What happened?
That was terrible.
What she has said was, I think she said she rushed into it and she didn't really know him, and I don't think he really understood what it was going to be like to suddenly be a father of 3 little kids,
and one of them is disabled. Right?
One has special needs, you know, that's just there. And just to have 3 little kids is a lot, and so I think she just checked it off as like just a random mistake.
I don't know how you can make a random mistake like that, but okay.
I know. I mean, what's she going to do? And now Jim Edmonds has announced that he is marrying. She's either wife number 4 or 5. I can't remember if Megan was 4 or 3. But anyway, this next wife, she's like close to Megan's age because they were friends. They had a threesome. That's how they met.
What?
Yes.
Wow. She did threesomes?
She did a threesome with Jim and this girl. And then this girl came back around or whatever. And now they're madly in love and they're getting married in Italy with all his kids from his 3 different wives.
What I remember with her is that she sniffed out the whole Brooke cancer story.
Oh my God. Faking?
She sniffed that out, and I thought she was a terrible person when I watched it. And then, of course, in hindsight, it was the best thing that's someone who actually called it, right? She did. She could have kept her mouth shut, but she thought he was bad for Vicky and tried to get him away from her.
One time we were hanging out at Shannon Bedore's house with Vicky and Brooks, and my husband Peter was there. And this is before anyone thought he had cancer and they were dating and nobody disliked him, okay? This was like a long, long time ago. And Peter asked him how old he is, and he tells him how old he is. And Peter's like, no way, you're so much older than that. Like,
really? Peter?
Yes.
He's not an aggressive person at all.
No, he was like joking, but just really, he was like giving him shit. But the guy...
How old did he say he is? 30?
No, he said he was like 49, but Peter just thought he looked a lot older.
And was Peter right?
No! Peter was wrong.
Peter was wrong. I thought he was right.
Birth got out his
birth certificate.
And I was like, oh
his
my
fake
God. Like,
birth
what the
certificate.
fuck? Like, we're trying to be friendly with these people. Like, what? Anyway.
Oh, so you
So
met
Peter
Peter?
sensed something was off, though. Maybe it wasn't his age, but something was off, I guess.
No, Peter didn't think anything was
Okay.
off. Peter's just can be
No, but
inappropriate.
you see, there's
like,
a
weird
case where
sometimes.
Megan did, and guess what? No good deed went unpunished. She was the mean girl that season, but she ended up being right. Who would have thought?
Oh, yes. Well, I'm obsessed with any story that's about lying about illness. Okay, what would you do if you're at a dinner?
Yes.
And you were talking to your friend, you're being aggressive. Not aggressive, but you're being direct.
Being myself.
You're being direct. And she got up and she didn't flip the table, but she pushed and smashed all the drinks onto you.
Onto me.
Well, other
What did I
people,
do
other
that I
people got
deserved
wet.
it?
Well, I don't know if you deserved it, but you were just fighting. You were just fighting, and she smashed the drinks went spilling all over your boobs. Would you?
I'd be in shock. I mean, I don't think I'd get physical because I've never hit anyone. I've never touched anyone in my life. Believe me, I've thought about it, but it's never happened. I'm not
That's
physical.
true. In all of your years of being on Housewives, what's the closest you've ever come?
Never.
What was your fight with Alex McCord? Like you're in Brooklyn high school. That was a bit of a fight.
I just realized, have
But it
New York,
wasn't-
have
it was a
New York
verbal
women
fight.
never gotten physical? You guys might be the only franchise
No,
that has never
never.
gotten physical.
Never.
I feel like Dorinda might have thrown a glass or something like that, but not really physical. Yeah.
Oh my God!
Well, they've
congrats,
fallen. They've
classy
fallen.
ladies.
They've fallen on each other. I don't think.
But I
anyone's
mean,
ever
in
hurt
an
anybody.
aggressive way. They certainly have used their words, but that's it. You know,
That's true. We're classy. We're the classy group.
sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. That's what they say in New York. Have you had any recent run-ins with Ramona since she ignored
Yes.
Gary? What's
Yes.
the latest?
Well, latest from that day is we went to a mutual birthday party in Miami.
Yes.
And I knew she was going to be there, and it was either going to be, ice or ice cream. That's a good expression, right? Either I was going to get ice or ice cream, meaning she was going to be either cold or,
yeah, that's a good
or delicious, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Ice or ice cream? No.
I mean, let's get to it.
Okay, go.
Yeah.
Go.
So it was delicious. It was great, and we got up and took a picture together and posted. And I sat at the table. There's about 6 girls, and I said, I'm sitting across from her, and I said, Ramona, I have to tell you something. I don't know if you've heard about this yet, but I was on Heather McDonald's show, and I shared with her that you slammed the elevator door on Gary, and it wasn't very nice. And I told her, and she's like, doesn't remember it at all, exactly the way you said it. And I told her what happened, and I said, you really have to listen to the episode because Heather was spot on that I'm apologizing to her at the end. You're going to die laughing. So I think she knew about it, but she said she didn't. I think she had heard about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but she wasn't mad or anything. Yeah.
I can't believe the only time I met her was at your event in the Hamptons. And you're like, let's get a photo with all the girls. And you had like girls from the
Canada,
Melbourne, and yeah, you had all
Everywhere.
the housewives, like and we were standing around the pool, and
about 20 of us.
and you're like, and then you go, get Heather McDonald in here too.
Because
And
I
it
said,
was
she's an
me
honorary
with all
housewife.
the housewives, and Ramona's like, who's Heather? Who's Heather McDonald? Who's Heather McDonald? And I think she had heard about me,
she did.
whatever, but I met her. And then I had met her once before. Of course, she doesn't remember. When she was with Mario, and I was doing that show in the Hamptons, and we went like it was like the day after 4th of July, we went on a big yacht party, and she and Mario had gotten back together and were very romantic before the final divorce. And she was like, I'll sell a lot of tickets to your show. I'll get a lot of people to go. Okay. I have a really popular Twitter, and I could actually put a post out there about it. And she was being really nice, but I was like, actually, it's already sold out, but that's very sweet of you to
That was
offer.
nice.
Yeah.
And no, we're good. In fact, she texted me this week, and she wanted a new rug for her bedroom in her apartment, in my building, in her building, as she likes to remind me, it's her building. And I said, absolutely. She said she'll post, so that's nice.
She commented on Mom's Instagram saying, welcome to my building of 3 years.
Is that what she wrote?
Yeah.
Ally
Wait,
follows
so
that.
Ramona had been in the building for 3 years?
Yes.
Yes.
So Mom moved into Ramona's building.
Yeah, but what Ramona doesn't know is that Gary was there first. Gary was there before. And then Mario came.
And then
Ramona.
And Gary and Ramona went on a date, right?
They did.
Your
They
Gary.
did.
My Gary took Ramona out on a blind date, and then I guess they went on another date. Ramona invited Gary to be her date at someone's bar mitzvah, and he went. It's free pigs in a blanket. So Gary doesn't miss a meal.
Did they ever make out or anything?
No, he swears nothing happened. Swears,
Let's
and
get Ramona
she
on.
also says nothing happened.
And so what did he say? It was just not a love connection?
Just not a love connection.
But as Mom
And
would say, she could take him.
What do you mean she could
I
take
say,
it?
then
take
she can
Gary.
have him.
She can have him.
If she
She
wants
can
him,
have
she
him.
can have him. But no, she said something very nice. Oh no, she said something very nice about me on their
What?
date, which is that she really loved the relationship of that Bobby and I had. That she was envious of that relationship because it was after she had left Mario,
Yes.
and after he did that really, really, really shitty thing to her,
Right.
called getting somebody else pregnant, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Wait, but the girl didn't have the baby, right?
No. And who knows if that was even true. But there was a girl. The whole thing was shitty. She didn't deserve it.
Yeah.
No matter how bad my relationship was with Ramona, never deserved that. I would never wish that on anyone. No, but they're in a good place now.
Remember the psychic from Morocco? I think we talked about that
how
last
could
time.
I forget?
Did she tell you anything good? The psychic?
No, nothing I remember. No. I mean, it was all about her. I mean, when she said that your husband's thinking of another woman, it was like, are you kidding me?
It is so wild. Out of the 14 years, I feel like Morocco and Scary Island still go down as the best.
Most memorable
trips, memorable episodes.
Things that people talk about.
In all Housewives
I know, because
history.
Luann being like, you came down here
in your
Herman Munster shoes.
Even Louis Vuitton makes mistakes, darling.
she was like, they're Louis Vuitton.
Even Louis Vuitton makes mistakes, darling. Oh, my God.
You went to Luann's cabaret. Did you enjoy it? She looked beautiful. You all looked really cute.
I always enjoy Luann's cabaret.
Yeah.
And not only was I there, I was there, and Teresa was there that night, and I had brought Phaedra with me because we had just filmed for the Ultimate Girls Trip some stuff. And it was phenomenal. The fans love Luann, and Luann loves her fans.
And Gary hit it off with Teresa's fiance.
Yes, Louis. I have to tell you, I had a great first impression of Louis. I did.
You know what I said on the
I did.
The thing is, on the show, and I said this on my podcast recently, I said, we only saw him being very sweet to her, having fun with the guys, showing up. And there were moments. There's moments when he had to defend himself, and we never saw him get heated about defending himself. We saw her get heated, which we've known has been a personality trait of hers for years. So I'm like, it's a little bit of a bummer because there probably was other footage maybe where he was like being kind of a little more.
Well, they got him at the end.
Or
they
delightful.
did when he said, "Let's go." In the last episode.
But I'm saying that we didn't get to see that much of. Like his personality, like they spend so much on the other guys and how funny they are and how they get along. Like they cut it in a way to keep us guessing about him, which I can see why, because there's still a mystery. But I'm sure he is very nice to hang out.
Let me tell you something. I really had a good time that night. He's very smart. He's extremely successful. He's very generous. He loves her. They're holding hands. They're engaged now, like they've been together over the year. And that the pheromones disappear a little bit. Even if you're together, they're still holding hands and lovey-dovey. It's beautiful. And I don't blame her for being in that love bubble. I felt part of her bubble. And if somebody came in my bubble, I'd be pissed too. I'll tell you, I would.
Are you in a love bubble?
A what?
A love bubble with Gary?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Beautiful.
I am. As much as I hate him every day.
What would Jill Zarin do if she found out her fellow castmate was a cult leader who enticed members of her church to remortgage their houses to contribute to the cause?
She would join it.
That was on another show.
She loves cults.
That was Real Housewives of Salt Lake.
Loves cults. You love a good cult.
Well, I don't want to be part of one, but I am obsessed with them.
There you go.
Have you ever had a friend that you felt was getting into something that wasn't right?
I had a friend who was in one.
Which one?
The famous one in California.
Scientology?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh, wait, didn't I meet this woman?
Yeah, let's not name names. No names.
I can't remember her name anyway.
But she left. I'll be honest with you. I never ever asked her to. Not for me to ask. I never thought that I didn't think it affected her in a negative way as far as my interaction with her. That I was obsessed with it. I always wanted information about it. I was curious about it.
We got Dianetics. We got the books. We got the DVDs.
So she sent it to me. I never watched anything, but I was obsessed with questions. I was just so curious about the whole thing. But she ended up leaving. She went all the way through the program. Spent millions of dollars, and she left ultimately and found something else.
Well, yeah, because when you get to the ultimate thing, you're supposed to I
think she was disappointed.
You're supposed to go on a spaceship and meet these people, and
really?
then and then spaceship never comes, and then they go, well, you just need to redo these courses, and then you'll get to the
it didn't work out. So
that's what I've heard. I don't know,
but she doesn't have any hostility there. Like there's no dead bodies, so to speak.
Ally, that there was a lot of talk about you being Demois. Can you talk on that, please?
I love Dumois. Big fan.
Big fan.
I think I liked it more, and it was mostly focused on influencers, more relatable people. Now it's kind of every A-list celebrity's on there.
Is it like Paris Hilton?
I hate to confirm that I am not Dumois.
So don't
Officially.
confirm it. Don't confirm it. Deny it, but don't confirm it.
Well, she just denied it. She just said she's not Dumois.
I think everyone knows that I'm not Dumois. No one actually thinks I'm Dumois. Except these two girls
Do
made
you
a whole
know
storyline.
who Dumois is?
I don't, but I've spoken to Dumois a lot. We have DM'd frequently.
Oh.
But I don't know who they are. I feel like it's two girls maybe, and they're based in the West Coast is what I've heard, but I've not asked them who they are.
Well,
I'm having a deja vu of that show, Bridgerton,
Yeah.
right?
Kind of like Lady Bridgerton.
Oh, okay.
No, not what?
Yeah,
not-
Lady Bridgerton is the person that does the...
Yeah, it's a gossip
Yeah,
play.
the
No,
gossip
but her
Right.
name isn't Lady Bridgerton. No, what was the name of the character?
Who cares? Listen, I will say I DM'd with Dumois a little bit just because there would be a couple things that was written about me, and I was like, oh my God, I'm dying. I'm so flattered. And then she started a podcast, and I was a guest on it. I'd listened to the podcast prior, and she does this voice thing so that you can't detect her voice, almost like you were like
Wow.
a mafia or whatever. Like you're like
Witness protection.
right. And so listening to the voice before I spoke to her in person, not in person, but on a Zoom audio, I thought, oh, I wonder if she's actually a guy.
Yeah.
But then when I did the interview,
Maybe it's Perez Hilton again.
no, when I did the interview, it was just a normal sounding 30-something girl, in my opinion.
Oh, so you did hear her voice.
I heard her voice regular because then I think after they record it, then they put that voice thing on her voice. To me, she just sounds like any white 30-year-old girl, if I
No
had
accent?
to guess.
Yeah.
Not.
No
I
accent.
mean, not New Yorky or anything. No, just kind of like normal, like
Okay.
hip voice. But anyway,
Yeah,
okay.
big fan.
Sound
Huge
like
fan of Dumois. Yeah, not me.
Jill, what would you have done at the Seder dinner on Real Housewives of New York with Ramona and Ebony? Do you remember it?
Not really. I just remember them peeing. I just remember Sonia peeing outside in the driveway.
Oh yeah,
That was bad.
right.
Couldn't
have
she
you
go to the
have you
bathroom?
gone to Sonia's comedy show?
Not yet, but I'd like to. I reached out to her. I wished her congratulations.
And
I'm
what'd
really
she
happy
say?
for her. She said thank you, and she's going to be back in New York next week, and I have it on my calendar to call her. I actually wrote it down to call her when she's back. I'd like to see her. I haven't seen her in a long time.
Jill, are you watching OC?
Of course.
What would you do about Noella? What do you think her deal is? Ally, you can chime in too.
She doesn't belong on that show. She doesn't fit in. I think she's too quirky.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the whole idea of Orange County is this kind of white vanilla, lady,
Yeah.
housewife, with 2.2 kids and whatever. I mean, that's what I kind of fantasize about it. That's how it started out with Vicky
Right.
and whatever.
With Behind the Gates.
Yeah,
and
the whole thing. And I'd like to keep it there. I mean, you can make another show, sure. But I think that she just has an alternative lifestyle. I think the guy she's bringing to the table absolutely does not fit in with Heather Dubrow's husband, Dr. Dubrow.
Oh, you mean the new guy she's dating?
Yeah, with the tattoos from head
Yeah,
to toe.
yeah.
I just don't think that's the style of the show. And I think she's isolated on an island. Nobody likes her. Not
I
one
did meet
person.
Bronwyn and her new girlfriend, Vika Trillian.
Oh, talk about that. I love a late in life lesbian story.
I never met Bronwyn at any point, like before or after.
I've never met her.
I met her very briefly at BravoCon.
Did you
okay.
like her?
Yeah, I mean, the husband was really happy. I mean, they love
Being famous.
they just loved people seeing them. It was like outside of the building where there was like your stuff and like the museum.
Yep, the main building.
So people, not the one where the panels were, the other
Oh.
stuff, and they were just like, and they were sweet to me. But I mean, they thoroughly
They love being
loved it.
famous.
They seem really, really happy together. Vika Trillian, I don't know her real name.
What's her
Victoria,
name?
I guess. Vika Trillian is her
What kind of
Instagram
name?
name. I don't know.
Okay.
She's a model. But she was great. They seem in love, happy, like super genuine. Like I
But
saw
when
it
is she with her
firsthand.
children? That's the weird thing.
She's like 6 children.
I know. And
But
then
she
one of
spends
them's
most of her
3.
time in New York
Well, that's
and
what I'm saying.
Miami.
So who's raising her 3 and 4-year-olds?
So what I've read is in the interview she's given, they do the nesting thing. So they have one house in Orange
Okay,
County.
so she lives in
So
it, then he
he's
lives
there
in
with the kids for like 10 or 12 days,
Wow.
taking them to school and stuff, while she lives a single lesbian life.
In New York.
A childless lesbian life for 10 to 12 days. And then she goes there and,
And
he
his
goes
mommy,
somewhere.
he goes away.
Yeah.
Well, I think her mom was very hippie-ish.
Yes.
So I guess she
Yes.
was raised that
Well,
way, too.
it's literally, that was one of her storylines of how hard it was that her mom had her very young, First, the mom was in a band and would bring her mom to like the Troubadour and like put her on the corner of the stage at like 8, and she'd be there till 2 a.m. or whatever, and then go to school the next day. And then the mom was like, you know what? I'm going to go to medical school. And then
Which
the
is
mom
really unbelievable.
went to medical school, and again she felt sort of abandoned. And the
Yeah, because
mom,
that's a
the
long.
mom
That's not like a chapter.
met-
that's like years.
Yeah,
you
but
know?
then the mom met a much younger man and had 2 kids that are like, I don't know, 18 and 22 or something.
Wow.
But they're still together. She and the younger
Right.
man are still together.
Right, not with her father. Right.
Right. And so then, but it is kind of interesting to see that like Bronwyn's life, a
Mimicking.
major change, and then like, and because everything she said is like, everyone should be authentic and everyone should do what they want to do and live their own life. And it's like, fine, but you
Got to take care of
you
what
do
the
have,
people
like-
that you brought into the world.
I mean,
it's only been 6 months they've been together, but I mean, they seem really.
but why did she
happy.
she met her in New York. Why did
Yeah.
she come? Why did she have to come to New York to begin with? Like, if you were going to live separately from your husband, why wouldn't, and you're going to do the nesting thing, why wouldn't you get like a small condo and that you'd switch off?
or even San Francisco's a lot closer.
Yeah, she made it seem
Well,
like.
why would you have to be? No, but yeah, exactly. If you wanted to like have a whole
At least be
new
in the
like
same
gay
time zone.
vibe or something.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, she said she felt very like separated from everyone else in Orange County from that.
Right, because it's a very
lifestyle.
white vanilla.
Yeah.
But
you
it's not. That's just such bullshit.
that's what she was saying.
Well, like those aren't the only people you have to hang out with are the castmates. Like there's definitely gay people in Orange County, and there's definitely different people.
Well, I didn't say there aren't.
I know,
said.
but like I hate that when people act like, because that's not you, but I'm saying I hate when that's.
you could say me.
I hate when that's like when someone's saying that, like nobody. What do you want? People knocking on your door every day?
Right.
Hi,
Are you a lesbian?
Hi, we were going to invite you to lunch, but then we heard you were a lesbian, so now we're not. Like it's like bullshit.
New York is very different from Orange County in general. If she was looking for a change, but yes,
Well,
she
there's
does have-
clubs and
yeah.
there's
In New York,
access.
yes,
and-
in New York, you're going out every night, and Orange County is suburbia.
Does Orange County have a gay club life at all? Like to meet people?
Yeah, Laguna's gay.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Laguna's
I'm
pretty
from
gay.
Long Island Jewish girl. I have no idea
So
what's in Laguna.
yeah, but you know, whatever. So she went to New York, and they met in New York, huh?
Yeah.
And then do you know that she has 15 orgasms a day, each lasting 10 minutes?
I'm jealous.
That's a very busy day.
It's a very non-productive
long
day.
How long do they last? Nothing lasts 15 minutes.
No, 15 orgasms,
Oh.
each lasting 10 minutes.
I've never heard of an orgasm
So
lasting
that's
10
100
minutes. There's no way it lasts 10 minutes.
It's 150 minutes
60 seconds.
divided
maybe
by
120.
60 minutes. So what is that?
How
3
many
hours.
hours
3
a
hours
day?
of boning.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Good thing her kids aren't there.
Yeah, she's
Okay,
making up
anyway.
for lost time.
What would Jill do if Kanye was her son-in-law?
Oh, I'd be so happy.
Really?
In what sense?
Well, I'd love
What?
to give advice.
All right. Well, what's your advice?
He needs a lot of
I
advice.
definitely want to be his therapist.
Dr. Jill.
First of all, he's so freaking creative. You know, there's so many great things about Kanye. He is. He's like a genius.
You wouldn't care if you walked into Ally's house and she had a daughter, and the daughter could only wear black or cream clothes, and the whole house was cream. She couldn't have any Christmas Not that she's Jewish, but
well, I don't
she
know
couldn't
what's
have.
fact from fiction from that whole story. I really don't. I don't know.
Well,
what
the
happened
fact
there.
is, the house was all cream, and
But
Kim
maybe
had
she
to wear.
liked it.
I know, but you wouldn't feel like she'd influenced.
he was very controlling and had OCD in general. So I think he wanted things a certain way.
Yeah, I don't know the problems with the marriage.
I saw a
when
clip
you say it like that as a son-in-law, I didn't think of it that deeply as being like the father of my grandchildren.
Well, I mean,
I'm just
I
thinking
think-
of
I
it's
think-
like it's like, you know.
I think Chris is really good about staying out of the daughter's relationships until they need her. I think she
There's
always
not enough
supports
time.
it.
She's got so many.
Right, but I think she always supports it. She always is like, good, have a baby, get married, we love you, come to the Christmas
Yes,
party.
very inclusive.
Da. So then when it
And she
does
kept Scott
fall
around, too.
apart, it's not like she's ever going to have that I told you so moment. So I guess you wouldn't be
Listen,
either.
how could she be a judge either? You know what I mean? She's had her own issues and her own marriages in life, so she's not judgy. Like
Yeah.
that. She's not.
True that.
Right?
Okay.
Not judgy.
Let's see. Jill, have you gotten an invite to do BravoCon 2 yet?
Nope.
And
Has
what?
anyone?
Yeah, Heather, have you gotten an invite for BravoCon too?
Yeah,
No.
she's my plus one. What are you talking
No,
about?
but I'm going.
You're always my plus one.
No, I'm going.
Oh, you got invited?
No, I didn't get
Before me?
invited. I don't plan on. I hope I get invited, but I'm going no matter what.
Good.
Oh, so not as my plus one. You're going on your own.
No, I'm going as your plus one.
Oh, okay. Just checking.
You have to be
Going as your
invited,
plus
Mom.
one. I'm going to help you sell your stuff.
You better whore me out. Hello, Beverly Hills Housewives. Here we are.
I
JillZarin.com.
I had much better swag this time.
Yeah.
Last time I had nothing to sell. I was just like promoting my rugs.
Yeah.
Had a couple of books. Was really just selling myself.
I honestly, COVID was so much up and down. There was times where I was like, you know what? They're never going to have it again. They're going to use this as COVID as excuse. But now I feel that now that COVID is really done, pretty, who knows? But I think it's going to be really fun.
And it's going to be at the Javits
The
Center.
one that's a Bravo one. The one, the one that
Yeah,
wrote
show
the
me your
final
product.
rose.
It's fine.
Allie's like, no. I'm like, no,
Allie,
yes,
come
yes.
on. Pour it out.
So unwrap it, bitch. You'll love it.
Jill.
By the way, I took your advice. I just want
What?
you to know, and I'm going to show you pictures tonight at dinner. Well, we talked about our candles the last time I was here.
Oh, yeah.
And you gave me some constructive advice.
Nice.
This one is, that's Future Reality Star, but we have one that says Final Rose. What does it say?
Final rose material.
Isn't that great? Final Rose.
So like
Yeah.
Bachelorette
to give
fans.
to give
Yeah,
your
that's a great-
girlfriend or
yeah.
to give
It's
your
not
just
mom
Real Housewife
Final
fans.
Rose material.
Reality
love
star
it.
fans.
Show
And then
me
we
the
have
ones.
You know what? What's so cute with these is that you could, for like a bride to give to her bridesmaids,
Yes.
she could Future Reality Star to one,
Final Rose material.
to another,
Such a great
like, whatever.
bridesmaid
Yeah.
to give the bride.
I love it.
Allie, wait, show them the other ones. The crystal one. Don't be bad. Anyway, so we're doing a whole bunch
I have
of
a
neutrals.
question why she gets this. What would you do if your ex pooed in the bed a la Amber Turd?
Okay, so you see that color is more home friendly?
She asked me to bring it out.
Look. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. And it's more home friendly. And we're making it smaller, the words.
I
They're
like
gonna be
it.
Smaller. They're going to be smaller.
And this smells really good. It has crystals in
And it
here.
has
That when it
crystals.
melts down, you have the crystals.
Yes.
Oh, this is really good. Argar wood. It smells really good. It smells
Right?
very
But the color, you see the color is
meditation.
gray, and it goes
Wait,
in a gray
Jill,
house.
I asked
Okay.
you a question.
What's the question?
What would you do? You heard about Amber Turd leaving a turd
Oh, my
in Johnny
God,
Depp's
so
bed.
disgusting.
I didn't hear
What
that.
would you? Yeah,
Oh
that's
my
part of their
God.
trial. What would you do if your significant other shit the bed?
I'm very spiteful. I mean, I would take that shit and I would do something with it worse.
Jill, you don't remember that this has already happened to you?
Okay, it was Ginger. It wasn't Gary.
Dog poop is different than human
Dog poop is like this, and but you know what? Ginger couldn't get off the bed, and she shit on Heather's head.
It's not her fault. It's not Ginger's fault. R.I.P. Ginger.
We were on Fisher Island in Carol Chris' house,
R.I.P.
And we were sharing a bed with Ginger.
and Ginger, the bed was up to here, and she couldn't get off. So at least she didn't jump suicide like this one. My Bossy's so stupid, she just suicides off the bed and breaks a leg. Oy.
On Patty Stanger's
On
bed.
Patty Stanger's bed.
Oh my God.
So the answer, what would I do? I would be very spiteful, and I would probably take it and put it in someplace really bad. Like I'd probably put it in his wallet.
Oh, leave it for
I mean, I would
later
really
fine.
hide it well for him. I mean, it would be everywhere, and he would never forget it.
Ooh, this is a good one. Jill, what would you do if Ally started dating a man who was 20 years her senior?
My son-in-law, my future son-in-law.
Is
Is his name Elon Musk?
No, just any guy.
Well, it can't be.
What's
just
the
any
oldest guy? Okay, how old are you,
mean,
Ally?
29.
Have you ever dated someone in their late 40s?
No.
I tried to get her someone even 10 years older. I think Allison needs, or I'm not going to say now, but there were times that I
I'm currently
thought.
dating someone that's younger than me, so
Right.
How much younger?
27.
That doesn't count.
It doesn't count.
It's still younger.
It is younger.
No,
and at this
that's
age, it
the
feels
same.
younger.
That's
But you
the
know,
same
Gary's 2
age.
years younger than me.
That's nothing.
I
No,
would just
20
say
20 years older,
You told
never.
to the wrong person. At 33, I was with somebody who was 50. I liked an older guy.
Right.
So, you know, if you ask me, if Allie fell in love with someone who would
Yeah.
give her children and was 20 years older and she loved him and he loved and adored her, it would not bother me. Because look, life is
I
funny.
agree. Would you have any advice for Lala at this time in her life? So that was another question.
Lala needs to get healthy. I haven't spoken to her. I should have called her this trip. She needs to eat. She needs to give herself nourishment because she's taking care of her baby.
Yeah.
Because she admittedly stopped eating because she's going through all this stuff.
I haven't seen her in a couple weeks, but yeah, she
starting
did
to
get
feel
very
better?
thin. Yeah, she was definitely. I ate with her. We ate.
Good. That's all. Because she said I couldn't eat. She was in shock. I got that.
But I think she'll get it. She's doing better now.
I adore her, and she needs to forestall, if that's a word, men right now. She needs to take care of her shit and see where it falls, whatever that may be. I wish I could be a mediator for her. I do. I wish I could, I could give her the gift of mediation because she'll go broke, he'll go broke, and at the end of the day, they'll end up where they're supposed to end up anyway. So I just hope for the baby's sake that, she has Ocean should have a relationship with her father and her mother. But in this case, I do think that the mother should have physical custody and that he should not, and he should have visitation. I think I'm a big, strong believer that children should be brought up primarily in one location. For them, it's best for them to go to school and get out of bed 5 days a week in the same bed. I think it's selfish when parents say 2 weeks, Monday, Tuesday, you're at my house, Wednesday, Thursday, and you wonder why your kids can't find their shit and their homework is left here and this and that. It's like so disruptive. And I grew up in one house in one bed, and I'm all fucked up with stuff. Can you imagine if I had to live in 2 locations all the time?
I know. It's hard because, especially in California, they're very much about 50-50. And I agree that the dad should have the rights too, but you're right. You have to think about what's best.
What's best for the kid?
I just saw a TikTok, and this mom was like, I just asked my son this, like, what was the hardest time in your life? And he goes, when you and dad had the thing where I had to split the week.
Of course, it's hard.
Because now they had worked it out that the kid was at the house the whole week. And then, or whatever. And that's easier once they're older, too. Because once they're older, the dad's like, hey, buddy, can I take you to dinner, on Thursday? And the mom is like, no problem.
Right, and the truth is, but it's
when they're babies, it's hard.
When they're little,
and they're growing up.
Right, and so when they're little, their life is revolved around school, a little bit of homework, dinner, and bed. So if a husband's working a full day, a full job, and coming home, if he's lucky at 5 or 6 or 7, all he gets are the leftovers. He gets the bath time and the hardest part, putting him to bed. So really, what did you get out of that? What you did is you tortured your kid now, because now he's going to not remember that he left something at home or whatever. It's just torture, and it's about ego. It's always about the parents. They like me more. The baby wants to be with me. Or I feel so guilty that we're divorced that I have to be with you half the time because otherwise I'm not doing my job.
Right.
If I don't fight for half, then I'm a bad father. No, fight for doing the best thing for your kid. And then you'll have a healthy child and a great relationship when they get older. I'm a really strong advocate. And you know what? Allison's father never fought me on that. And he had 50. He could have had whatever he wanted. If he I was very open. And he said, Ally needs to sleep in your house every night because that's the best thing for her. And I will come to her.
Yeah, when he moved to Jersey, it would have been much more difficult for me to do Monday,
Tuesday. But legally,
Tuesday
he had the right
house.
to. He didn't do it. Right. We talked about it. That wasn't best for Ally.
Right. So speaking of your juicy story last time you were on about your donor family.
By the way, she only talked to you about that. You know that. You broke a huge story.
I know.
It was everywhere.
I'm going to just remind people
Heather
really
McDonald.
quickly of the story.
Update.
How you found out later on, and we won't get into how you found out. You found out only a few years ago, right?
Yep, that my mom and dad used a sperm donor to conceive me. And then we found out the sperm donor that they chose wasn't actually the one that was used.
Correct.
So the sperm bank mixed up the donor. Luckily, didn't affect me at all that I know of, because at the end of the day, I'm still my mom's child and whatever. And we found him. His name is, I won't say his name.
So you found the correct one.
We found the correct one. However, I have not met him yet, but I've met my half-sister through him.
And do you like her? And
she's great. We've hung out a bunch. She actually saw Gary in the street.
Oh, you've hung out? Really?
Hung out a bunch. She lives 3 blocks away from my mom and Gary.
Really? She moved to the city?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that. Why don't you invite her over?
And is she your half-sister through, because you were both, because of the
Same
sperm
donor?
donor?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, not like his actual child that he's raised?
No. He's never, doesn't have any children of his own. It's all sperm donor children, and there's about 4 other girls we know of, but I've only met this one. And she's great.
Does she look like you?
Not really. No.
Not really.
And
She's tall.
She has the eyes. She's blue.
And so have you guys only like talked over the computer or have you talked on the phone?
No, we've met in person. The dad, I have not. The dad, I've only emailed.
And do you have any desire to meet him? Or does he have any desire? Like, what's the holdup?
I think he has a desire because he's asked me a few times to meet. I don't really, because I feel like I'm pretty fulfilled in terms of dads. And there was my dad, there's Bobby, there's Gary.
I
there's my
wanted to
mom.
meet him.
Yeah, Mom wants to meet him, asking all the questions.
Ally's like, no.
I don't know. I don't really have a strong desire to. Is that weird?
So the mix-up, it wasn't someone they chose, but it was someone that was like a popular donor. Like he had all the assets. People were choosing him as well.
We have no idea. We think it could have been just a mistake.
Wow. Well, at least it wasn't the doctor. You know, that's happened.
Oh, yes, it has.
The story with that
Totally.
that fertility doctor in Texas, he got
Impregnated
off
everybody.
People would think they were choosing some California medical student.
Yeah.
And it was
Genius.
the doctor.
Yeah,
high
and it was the
IQ.
doctor.
But who knows? I mean, the sperm bank could have been choosing this guy for a reason. We have no idea.
Wow. Okay, here's a good
But that's my
one.
number one Google alert. So anyone Googles me.
Really?
Really?
Who is Ally Shapiro's
At
dad?
the McDonald show.
Oh my God, I love it. How would you feel, Ally, if Jill, your mother, was killing it on Instagram and TikTok by dancing in her bedroom in just her underwear? Like,
I think there is someone that does that now.
Yes.
But she
and
doesn't. She has a hot body.
She's a hot body.
And I don't-
You have a hot body.
If I had a hot body
and could dance.
and I could dance.
I think it'd be great. I think it's really funny.
Yes.
It's not like
she's
you're
got
nobody.
great. I know you're talking about LR. She's got.
Everyone knows who we're talking about.
Okay,
Yeah.
LR. She has the sickest body. She's got great rhythm, great dancer. Was she on Dancing with the Stars?
yes.
She should have won.
Her body's ridiculous.
Ridiculous. And great rhythm.
I think her face is just stunning. I know she's had a lot of work done. I don't care.
She's a beautiful
I
girl.
love her face, and I love
her personality.
and I love her lipstick.
Anything
wearing
that
it.
Anything
So
my mom
am
can
I.
do.
I'm wearing it. The Lisa Rinna lips.
I'm telling you, it's the best liner.
It is because it rolls and you don't have to
You
sharpen.
never
it.
have to sharpen it. It's the liner, and then the lip, and then
And it's a heavy
and then this
case.
gloss on top.
Yeah.
It's
really
really
good
it's
shit.
really good.
I
Great
think
packaging.
anything your mom can do that's authentic and organic and you can post it yourself will make me very happy. So if
Yeah.
you want to dance in your t-shirt and underwear, that's fine.
Okay.
All right, here I come.
What would you do? This is for both of you, ladies. What would you do if you were on a Sprinter van and it was surrounded by Homeland Security to arrest one of your friends / castmates?
Well,
You
first
saw
of
that
all,
in Salt Lake, right?
I might be looking for a future husband for Allie if he's hot. I'm
Oh,
just
like
saying,
the
'cause they
Homeland
are cute.
Security guy?
Oh, every single person she meets that's decently good looking, she goes, "Are you single?"
I'm just saying that's what's on my
So
mind.
yeah, I believe that.
I would be I'd call my sister, Judge Lisa Wexler.
Oh, and ask her.
Well,
That's
what's
right.
going on?
Yeah, that's good. You would get
Yeah.
the scoop there.
Yeah.
What do you think's going to happen with Jen Shah?
I think she's gone to jail.
Yeah.
What happened? She didn't have a case? What,
No,
what
it's
happened?
it's.
It was
I think
no?
it's like set for October or
they moved
something.
it
The
to
trial.
October?
Yeah, I mean, or
Why
maybe
do
it's
they keep
July.
moving
It's
it?
July or October. Can you just look it up?
What do you think's going to happen?
I think she's going to get time for sure.
Real time in jail.
Real time.
Wow.
Like
5 years.
Yeah, I was going to say like
It's
6.
a first offense.
Wow.
I was
It's a
gonna-
first offense.
It's
It
not. Yeah, there's a lot more to it. It's not necessarily the first offense. She kind of was caught for doing it before.
Oh.
And then like figured a different way to do it. So
I didn't know that.
think
She was arrested
I think
before?
she'll get 6 years, but end up doing like 2.5.
As of March 10th, it was pushed back to July.
July.
Wow. I wonder why. Does it
right
say why?
around the corner. Let's see. And I know they're
But
filming
can you
right
imagine
now.
how
so it
she
could be
doesn't
really-
sleep at night? I mean, you can't sleep at night not knowing.
She
if you're gonna
is
be in
sleeping
jail.
at night. She's like dancing around, having the time of her life. She's sleeping at night.
She's in La
Does
La
she
Land.
have? Does she have stressful moments like when she has a meeting with the attorneys or whatever? But then I think she almost like compartmentalizes it and is able to like, go it's amazing and sell all her stuff and dance and have fun. And she was like she was doing some dancing with some person. Who was she with?
Do you have any friends on the show? Do you know what's going on there?
Listen, I'm just saying she can still have a good time. Does she have some really hard moments? Does she cry at night and freak out? I'm sure she does. But it's not like she can't have fun as well. And she should. She
What
might be in
happened
jail
to-
for 6 years.
what happened
she should
to the
frickin'
other
be
one?
dancing.
No, what happened to the
What?
No.
Lotto.
Lotto. She was dancing with Lotto.
No, what happened with the one who didn't come back? What's her name?
Mary.
What
In the
happened
church?
to her in the church?
I think the church is gone, and I think
You think it's gone? Or you think she's
I went to
heading
the
up
church. It's
You
like
think-
all boarded up. It's over with.
Well,
Was that
she
'cause
might
of
have
COVID?
moved the church.
There's so few people left that are into this church. Like,
You think so?
Yes. The people who have done the research said it's like not even like 100 people.
Oh, she's probably
So-
starting it up somewhere else.
I don't think anyone. Now it's hard though. Now, what kind of fools are you going to get?
Oh, there were a lot of fools. There were a lot of fools out
I
there.
think it's pretty hard to start again. Okay, we're gonna
better
let
start
me see if
selling
there's
that stuff on
anything.
eBay.
Are you friends with any other of the Bravo kids
Oh.
that you keep in touch with, or really?
I would say I'm friendly with most of them. Like if I saw Avery
Name
and
some.
Victoria,
Luann's kids, definitely.
we always get along. I think Jersey kids if I saw them. But it was weird because we were one of the first housewives and we were all young. I feel like now there's a big age gap between older kids that are older and then the new housewives kids that are much younger. So there's a big age gap.
Yeah.
But I think like at BravoCon when we hang out with them, it's nice to like have this camaraderie and this shared experience. But
You know what? I'm
She
gonna.
knows
no
where
one day to
Schmucks
day.
from
I'm
different
gonna.
books.
Okay.
Schmucks
Okay.
This is
great.
All right. I'm pitching something
Yeah.
right now. BravoCon, because it's my idea. It's going to be really awkward if you don't ask me to do it. We need to have a panel.
Yeah.
With the kids.
OG
agree.
kids or new kids?
What do you mean, like the OG?
Wow.
It doesn't matter. It could be a variety.
Well, no, kids of the past or kids of the present. Like Marks is now and Ally's 10 years ago.
I think we could mix them. I think that's
Okay.
what's interesting.
Well, do you
kid
remember
is a
there was a
kid.
Watch What Happens Live special where Andy invited
Yeah.
the kids and didn't invite me, and
Yeah.
somebody
Somebody.
took it very personally.
Might
Oh,
be.
why weren't you invited for that?
I don't know.
Don't know.
Oh,
They
well,
said
then
because
then maybe I can't get this because it was kind of already done. But anyway, I would like
No,
to.
no, it's different when it's
as,
Ally wasn't there.
As
Yeah, I
a
wasn't
mother, as a mother of kids that are 20s and teens, I would like to do a panel with whatever kids they want. I know every single one, and I can come up with questions and everything of what.
What
would
would
be
you ask
interesting.
Ally?
Well, I've asked her a lot on this show.
Oh, that's true.
But mostly I really want to get to like the juice. Like when was one time that being your daughter's child was, and this is good, that it really helped you or was really beneficial or a super fun night? What was one experience that you were like, wow, this wouldn't have happened, or this was great, this person approached me?
I could
and
think
then
of
when
one.
was one of the times where it was really hurtful?
In my perspective, I would say that my mom was always this like socialite person. So I never felt like our lives changed that much. Like it was a very gradual shift because there was no overnight social media. So for me, I always felt like we were always this socialite. They were always her friends. Nothing really changed that drastically for a very long time until pretty much the past few years. Like we were always kind of in magazines and stuff. So I never really felt like it helped us that much
But I
when
can
I
give
was
you an
younger.
example.
No, but I always felt like it hurt me because I was embarrassed in school, going to
Right.
college. I was embarrassed getting a job after school.
You're embarrassed because would people say it, or you thought they were thinking it? Like, oh, that's Jill Zarin's daughter,
Because I was
Ally.
scared when they Googled me, if I had a job, they would see Jill Zarin's daughter, whatever it is, and it was about weight loss and a diet camp and whatever. But I feel like now with social media and stuff, everyone has a platform. Everyone's some kind of
And
a
you have your
celebrity.
own voice.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not that crazy anymore special
Right.
to be recognized or known. And so I feel like, yeah, I mean,
Oh,
it
that's
helps
an
us
interesting point.
in
Yeah.
general being like semi-famous, but I wouldn't say like the Housewives skyrocketed us specifically. It was more of like this overall fame that we've all, you know.
No, but I remember there's a club in New York that you went to, I think in the last couple of years, and they recognized you. And you
Oh my God.
I won't say the
No,
name
but
of
it's
it.
funnier. It's funnier. So I
Okay.
went to a club with my friends. And they were giving us a very hard time. Me and
the
my
door.
guy friends buy a table. We get in, and the bouncer was probably gay. I would say he was gay. And he goes, you know, all of these curtains are from Zarin Fabrics. And so it was funny because like he knew me, and then it was Zarin Fabrics.
I don't remember that. Okay.
But it didn't really help me get
Wherever
into the
it
club.
was.
So yeah, I mean, I feel like you never know
I
who.
thought- No?
Up in the club.
Didn't
Well,
you get...
all the gays love you.
No,
So
no,
any-
no. But I'm
any
just
gangster
saying,
that's
wasn't there a
gay.
time where you went to the door and the doorman recognized
Yeah,
you and he
yeah,
said, you can come in
yeah.
with all your friends? And Ally was
Yeah.
like, was a big shot because she
Yeah.
got 15 people into a club that you couldn't get into.
Yes,
Because
yes.
they recognized her.
Right. So that's exactly.
So that's a positive,
You answered the
right?
question perfectly. It had those perks, but then it had this extra anxiety or stress a little bit.
Yeah.
So, well, girls, thank you so much.
Thank you for schlepping over here.
When am I? Let's get out the calendar.
Yep.
For when I'm coming to hang out. I'm
Yep.
inviting myself to the Hamptons
You are
this
always
summer.
invited.
I'm your guest at BravoCon.
Yes.
And then I also want to get out and pick out buy some rugs today. Because I
Today.
keep saying I won't. I never. So while we're here, we're going to show me the stuff. I need one for my house inside, and I need one for my patio.
Good. You know your sizes. That was the issue.
Yeah, I mean, I can show you here what my size. I'll walk around
Okay.
and you tell me what.
And we can share our code.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. What is
Ally?
the code for the Juicy Scoopers?
Juicy15 on JillZarin.com and JillandAllie.com for all of your gifts and
Oh, yeah.
rugs and furniture and
yeah.
everything.
Awesome. Thank you, girls.
Thank you for
You're the
having
best.
us.
for having us.
You're the best Housewives Juicy Scoopers ever.
Well, I'm your number one fan. I am a member of Patreon, too.
I know. So that's why I can
$10
never
a
say
month
anything
level.
bad about you.
I protect myself that way. It's an insurance policy. No, she's the best show. I don't know what to tell you. You are the best comedian.
Thank you.
I'm your biggest
I
fan.
agree.